Bulldogs, let's look at DIY 4 and see if you guys were able to see the patterns and trends that we were intended to see by exploring the seasons in different areas of the world. So on the first slide, you were supposed to research the average high temperatures for the months and locations listed below and record the information in your data table. So we were looking at Arlington as being our city in the northern hemisphere, Quito, Ecuador is our city on the equator, and Santiago, Chile as being our city in the southern hemisphere. We were looking at the average high temperatures for each of the 4 seasons. So we're looking for March, June, September, and December. Now to get all of these temperatures, all I simply did was open up a Google tab and I searched average high temperatures in each of the cities. And then I was able to look at the information and transfer it over into my data table. So now with that data, we're going to look at graphing it. Now, one thing on the graph that if you did this yesterday, you probably noticed is that the scale of temperature is actually in Celsius instead of Fahrenheit. And I apologize for this because I thought we fixed it before we sent it out to you guys yesterday. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to change my scale from being Celsius to being Fahrenheit. So I'm going to change my numbers over here just real quick, so that I go from 0 to 100 instead of 0 to 30. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make my color key. I'm going to use the highlighter tool because I think it's just a little bit easier on the Jamboard. So I'm going to use blue as my color for the northern hemisphere. I'm going to use green as my color for the equator, and I'm going to use red as my color for the southern hemisphere. Now, if I'm going to make a line graph showing all 3 of these locations and their average temperatures by season, I'm going to need to plot all of my points first. So for the northern hemisphere in Arlington, my average temperatures, for March it was 68, so I'm going to plot a little point right there. For June it was 90. For September it was 88. And for December it was 58. So those are my 4 temperatures that I put on my data table, and now I'm going to connect those dots using as straight of lines as I can. I'm sure y'all figured out yesterday it's kind of hard to make straight lines when you're using a mouse on a computer. Then I'm going to change over and I'm going to do my location on the equator. That was Quito, Ecuador. My first point was at 66. In June it was 67. September it was 68. And December it was 66. So if you notice with the northern hemisphere, with Arlington, Texas, it seems pretty typical. The temperatures rise in the summer months and then it falls in the winter months. But what's unique about Quito, Ecuador is that it's on the equator. So this is going to get the most consistent temperature and the most consistent length of daytime because it's in the middle of the earth. So their average temperatures throughout the year are not going to change very much. Now let's look at the southern hemisphere. Average high 82 in March, seems pretty high for March, and then 61 in June, we're getting a cool down, 67 for September, and then back up to 84 in December. So when we connect these dots and we look at these changes, if you look at comparing the red line for the southern hemisphere and the blue line for the northern hemisphere, they're like mirror images. That indicates that the seasons are going to be opposite in the different hemispheres. When we have summer here in the northern hemisphere, areas in the southern hemisphere are actually having winter. They're having their coldest temperatures of the year. And then the opposite in December, January, February. We're going to be having winter with lower temperatures, but in Chile, they're going to be having summer with their higher temperatures. So we're going to look at this idea a little bit more in DIY 5 and explain why we have seasonal changes.